Vinny Fanning, and Vinny is from County Kildare, and I'm a busy man in the studio tonight, and Vinny joins me now. Vinny, how are you doing? You're very welcome to Donegal.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I better put up your microphone, you sound better. Anyways, do you be up this part of the world much at all?
No.
It's a name I haven't heard. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My family, the Fanning name originates. My family come from Westport. My family come from Westport. Lived in Kildare all my life. I was born in England, but I've lived in Kildare all my life, and Portlaoise as well for a little while.
And Don't Close Your Eyes. When did you record that song?
A good few years. I think about 6 or 7 years ago. The girl singing harmony on it with me is a girl that used to do a two-piece vocal with me, Sharon Webb. She was on the finals of Ireland's Got Talent with her son. But yeah, that's when we do that.
Good song it is too. And I was just saying, I was looking at a few videos of you before you came on, and you don't do just country. You do a kind of a variety of genres.
Yeah. Well, look, I probably grew up with all the older stuff and country stuff, but I traveling around gigging so much, I sort of had to play to audiences, and I've learned everything really. There would be very little that I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
I would have had like a show, like country shows obviously, but then the likes of, Frank Sinatra, Perry Como, all that old stuff as well.
Yeah.
I'd have shows that have been doing that. And then obviously, newer stuff and pop stuff as well,
Where do you normally gig? Would you do around the Dublin area?
I haven't. I'm actually only back in the country, I think about 3-4 months. I'm living down in Wexford with a mate of mine that I met over in Turkey. Really, really good guy, really great family. And I'm living down there with them now at the minute. But I had been gigging, I've been away for 4 years, working in Corfu, and in Turkey I was working in hotels, and I was doing the island hopping, the cruises.
Yeah.
So I was doing all that old sort of crooner stuff, Frank Sinatra, Bublé stuff. I was doing them on them cruise ships, and then I was working in hotels in Corfu and Turkey. But before that, I used to gig all around the Midlands, in Kildare, Dublin a bit, but mainly around the Midlands, Portlaoise and Tullamore and stuff like that. But I started out doing karaoke because I used to go into karaoke competitions, and I done really well in them, and I ended up singing like in All Islands and stuff like that. So I started out, doing karaoke, going around hosting karaoke. I got really busy doing that, especially down around Kilkenny and stuff. But the venues that I was working for, they come to me and they asked me just to come as a singer, not to be doing karaoke. So that's when I really start going out doing that sort of. But doing the karaoke sort of, helped me, it opened the whole lot, to sing every sort of thing, everything.
What kind of area are you trying to get into now? Are you doing a kind of like more poppy stuff? Or?
No. The American country is where, I love it, yeah. I think it's from the when I watched Gareth Brooks live on VHS, that's when I sort of, I always loved that. But I would play in the situations I was in. I played to the crowd. I never played for myself. I never sang for myself. And coming back from Turkey now, like it was a really hard graft. Like it's not like gigging over here. It's it's 6 days a week, and it could be 5-6 hours a night. And when I came back, I said, I'm going to, instead of doing it for other people, I'm going to try and do it for myself.
Yeah.
Since I was born, I suppose, all I wanted to do was sing. And even getting into singing, and I enjoyed all that gigging. I enjoyed the karaoke. I enjoyed doing the competitions and stuff like that. But it wasn't really where my heart was with singing. So when I came back, I said, look, I'm going to give it my best shot, and that's really what I want to do. Like,
yeah, I think that got a lot of the people in this country, into the American country especially, was Gareth Brooks. But not only that, I remember back in the 90s, you might remember, there used to be a show on RT called Music City USA. It was kind of a country video, and it got people. It was in the time Billy Ray Cyrus came out in '94, Reiki Heart, and all the kind of line dances.
I would have grown up in a house full of music. Like
Yeah.
my dad loved music, and like would have grown up listening to Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
Marty Robbins and stuff like that, Alan Jackson. Like most of the stuff, there'd be very little that I have learned, you know, in the last. I've grown up knowing these songs, like, you know.
Yeah.
So for me going out and doing a show, it was only stuff that I already knew, like, you know what I mean. It's the newer stuff. Like I don't really sing much new stuff unless it's American. I like the American country, you know, some of that new stuff. But I sort of stay. It's all old stuff that I grew up listening to. So it was sort of easy for me to get out and do.
And I know all I have now. I have 2 of your songs. Have you any other stuff recorded? Have you just the 2 at the moment, or are you working on a new album? Or?
I have other stuff. I've one that's going to be released next week. Hopefully next week. Is a cover of the script.
Yeah.
But I plan on getting back into the studio. I was so busy, you know, just doing karaoke and stuff like that, that I didn't give time. I was sort of happy enough just to be going out, and I sort of looked at it. It was my job, you know what I mean. It was was supposed like a 9 to 5 thing, where I was going out and earning a wage. So I wasn't really putting it into that side where now I have stuff that I want to get in, back into the studio and recording new stuff, and getting all that new stuff back out, like.
That song we just played, "Don't Close Your Eyes." Where did you record that one? It's really good recording.
It's actually he's a genius. It's Cliff Dean, he lives just outside Castle Dermot in Kildare, but he's part of the script, or not the script. Picture This. He's the bass player for Picture This, and he actually. I went down to him to record. I can't remember what I was recording, and the guys from Picture This, as I was walking into the studio, they were actually walking out. And he said to me, "Vinny, they are going to be the next big thing," and obviously they were, like. But he's a genius. He's a genius. Like, the guy is really, really good. Anything that I've ever done with him, the one from that I'm Yours, he done that for me as well. Like,
that's the Keith.
Keith
Urban song, is it? Or
no, I'm Yours. The script.
Oh yeah, sorry.
He done that, and he done Don't Close Your Eyes as well. But I done Don't Close Your Eyes with Sharon. Myself and Sharon went in. Sharon Webb. We went into the studio together. We've done a couple of, but we were doing like a 2-piece harmony sort of gig at the time. So it was sort of just to promote what we were doing at the time. And then we recorded that and a couple of other bits as well.
Have you done anything? Have you done any music videos? You know, like for.
No. No, well, like I suppose that will be. Please God, that's what will be next. Like with the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah, the social media now has come on big time, you know, for, you know, independent artists like yourself who mightn't, until I was told about you, I hadn't heard about you such. Maybe it was because we only got that song there not so long ago. And had you any favourite artists in particular in any genre?
Roy Orbison.
Yeah,
I don't know whether it was drilled into my head from, you know, that's all that was ever played in Roy Orbison. But Elvis, I love Elvis. But Roy Orbison would have been the main thing. But in country stuff, I probably would be Garth Brooks, I suppose.
Yeah, where were you? Were you here or in Turkey when the COVID hit? Were you back home?
Actually, I was in Corfu. I was living in Corfu at the time, and I got COVID. I had my kids over there with me for a while, and I flew them home.
Yeah.
And when I went to fly back the next day to Corfu, I was about to get onto the plane, and I got lifted out of it by security, put into the back of an ambulance, and brought to Naas Hospital. And I was quarantined there for, I think, 5 or 6 days. That was it was pretty. I got in serious trouble from the hotels in Corfu because I was only supposed to be gone for 2 days, and I was gone for like a week and a half or something. So,
what was it like out there? Was it all closed down as well?
No. The strip that we were on, I think maybe I got tested for COVID before I left to fly back to Ireland, and I think maybe had I think they purposely would have known that I had it, and would they let me go, because I was working in like 3 or 4 hotels on the strip at the time, and they were shutting these places down if anyone had COVID. So had I come up to have COVID, half of the place was gone down. So I got back to Ireland, but obviously, you know, I couldn't get back there. So I went back and finished up the season. Corfu is amazing. Beautiful place. Sidari is the name, a little village.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. But then I went from there off the end of that season, because it's only season work, like. So I think it was like the end of October. I came home for a week or two, and then I moved to Turkey, and I had been in Turkey for I think maybe 2.5 years or something. Yeah, I'm only back I think about 3 months.
Yeah. Come here, did you ever try the Facebook Live thing at all? You know how
Yeah,
a lot of people go on there and, you know, like as you said, like for that you could have used karaoke back
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Jackson.
yeah.
Have you ever tried that? At
Well,
all?
look, as I said, it wasn't before I went away. I had it, like, I looked at my job, even though I loved it, as a 9 to 5 thing. It wasn't a thing that I was totally investing myself in.
Yeah.
Like, it's what I wanted to do all my life. But now, you know, these are things that I'm looking into now, like, you know, new recordings and you know, just put myself out there. Like, I as I said, I done it when I was out gigging. I entertained the crowd that was in front of me.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, for me now, I think my vocal is enough to, you know, if I get it right, that, you know, they should be entertained with what I love to do, like, you know.
Would you hope now to go out like single, or would you like to get a band behind you? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely would. Yeah, yeah. It's been that's it. Like, you know, if I was out doing country stuff for the country band behind me, that's what I've dreamed of all my life. Like, and that's what I said when I came back. You know, it was something that I had literally dreamed of all my life. And I said, you know what, I've nothing to lose. I've done it all now at this stage. You know, I just haven't gone after what I really wanted.
Yeah.
So, you know, so please God, we'll see.
And any gigs lined up in the coming months?
No, I actually I only really, like, when I came back 3 months, I sort of wanted to get myself back on my feet and, you know, get myself sorted. And then when I decided that, you know, it was only like in the last couple of weeks that I've decided that that's where I wanted to go with it.
Right.
You know, and I've had really good help in the last couple of weeks. So please God, like, I mean, that's what I want. I want to get back out gigging. I want to get out. I love it. Like, I love singing. I love going out entertaining crowds with it. You know, that's where I want to be. If I had a band behind me, then happy days. You know.
Tell me a little bit about the song we're going to play now.
Which one?
It's a Keith Urban song, I think.
Keith, Making Memories of Us.
Making Memories.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Us.
I think that was.
How did you come across that?
I actually just, you know, I would lie in bed at night time, just listening to songs. That's what I would do. Like, and I don't know at that time why it clicked with me, but I loved it. It's actually I think it's the first country song that I think it's probably the first song I ever got recorded. I loved it. And I got it out on, obviously I've had it on Facebook a long time, and loads of people, the majority of people, when I be in gigs, they've heard it, like, so that's what they get me to sing it, like, all the time. So, you know, it's he has some other stuff that I'm looking to maybe cover as well, but that was the first one of them.
Well, that's great. Finney, thanks very much for popping up to see me. It's great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we'll see you up here doing a few gigs somewhere in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Take care.